I was probably visually impaired when I was born. And I didn't know it because this is the way I saw. So at a very early age, I was put into a special class for slow learners. We weren't taught the things that other kids were taught. I wasn't taught how to read and write. The teacher mostly tried to control us. She taught us how to be good citizens because this was the McCarthy era. Every day, the teacher drew a big cross on the board, and on one side of the cross she put good citizens, and on the other side she put bad citizens. She'd say good citizens are clean, bad citizens are dirty, and she did the same thing every day. Then they discovered that I had what was called pathological myopia, and I got glasses, and I got out of that class in the 4th grade. I didn't miss much. This is the sad news about elementary school. The sad news is, in retrospect, I missed very little. I was at Columbia in 1968 during the student uprisings, and that for me was the radicalizing event of my life. When the police stormed the campus and beat up students, I really lost my faith in the justice system of the United States, and I felt that a revolution was coming. The Stonewall uprising happened in the village. At first, I wasn't sure that anything would happen from Stonewall, because there had been other revolts. I thought the summer would come and people would go home. But a few weeks later, there was a call for Gay Liberation Front to meet, and I was in. The movements were really chaotic. Often people would be trying to shout each other down. But we did get things done. We had demonstrations, we had dances, we took to the streets. But the most important thing that probably came out of the Gay Liberation Front was our determination not to let the Stonewall uprisings be forgotten. There was going to be a conference in 1970 called the Second Congress to Unite Women. There was nothing about lesbians, working class women, or people of color on that program, and we had had enough. We decided to take on the women's movement. Betty Friedan said if lesbians were let into the women's movement, we were a Lavender Menace that would destroy the women's movement. We wrote a document called The Woman Identified Woman, which has become a classic document. And the Congress did change. We put lesbian issues of social class and race onto the agenda of the women's movement for the first time, and they did not come off after that. It was really a significant victory in the women's movement. The greatest challenge is to leave a legacy for other people, that other people will live a better life than you do. You have to do that. Gandhi said something to the effect that there is no change without any action. If you don't take action, then there'll be no change. And that's the conundrum of life, that if you want something to happen, you have to do something.